Warning! This podcast contains messages from the future.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the S.T.A.R podcast for The Flash season. What the fuck season is this?
3?
3?
Oh my god.
Episode 10. It's been a while. Borrowing problems from the future. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have Dom, who has forgotten the timing for when to tell me to say things, and Nikki.
I just figured that since we've been to the future, you would have known already.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I forgot again.
Right.
I like this episode. It feels good to be back.
It does.
Oh, God.
Feels like we've been gone for way too long.
Yeah, it's only been a month.
Me and Nikki had a conversation like yesterday or the day before, and I think it was actually pre-show of Supergirl. And she's just like, I don't even remember what happened on The Flash. No, it was a bit before that. She thought...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was like last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't remember what happened, and then it started.
And then I just was like,
slowly
this,
trickling through.
and she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, I remember everything now. It's good.
It was fantastic. It's like a brain epiphany.
Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned it either it was on Supergirl or Gotham last night. When we go on a break like this, it's like when you're a kid, you go over summer break, you just forget everything.
Because you don't use your brain.
Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
Or you use it for different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Listen, poor HR. He tries and he tries.
Oh, I felt so bad for him, and then Cisco got like jumped down his throat, and he's really trying.
Hologram Cisco, I bet Cleo wants one of those in her house to greet her every day.
Oh my god, I want one to greet me every day.
Science!
The way it said science, too, it was like... I felt like all the audio was piecemealed, but then I noticed all the other sentences have the same intonation, except for the word science. It was just like every single time, except scientific was the same, tone as everything else, but science was like all weird. I loved it.
It was great.
I especially like how HR got Cisco to fix his hologram for him.
I have better things to do,
Yeah. And I mean, it was tough love. It was just like how Earth 2 Wells,
Yeah, that's what he mentioned.
to Cisco.
Like, I learned from
the
other half. Or
Your evil doppelganger.
counterpart.
Yeah.
I learned how to be a dick from the other Wells. But yeah, no, that the Cisco hologram was hilarious.
I can only imagine, like, Cleo squealing every time she walks through the door.
No, I wouldn't want it to greet me. I would want it to wake me up with science!
I mean,
alarm clock.
I was going to say that, but then I thought, that might be creepy to have, like, Cisco just appear and be like, time to wake up, Nicole! And I'm like,
How
okay.
are you here? Science!
Yeah. Yeah, so he's put this all together in like a month, right? None of that shit was there before.
Mm-mm.
Which is impressive.
It is impressive, but he runs on caffeine, so like
That's
he does
true.
nothing but makes himself cups of coffee.
Yeah, and I'm like,
So
this
it's so funny
set
he
looks
did that.
kind of familiar. Like even though it was the first time we've seen it, it was like, this looks familiar. Then I remember, oh yeah, we've seen this area on Earth 2.
Yep. And it doesn't look the same, but it's laid out the same.
Yeah,
like
it's the same
the
structure.
kiosk
Yeah.
stuff's got the same
So,
structure.
Am I thinking that, like, am I right in thinking that because they're filming in the same place as, like, Supergirl and stuff, is the DEO just rearranged as the same, like, is it the same set, just rearranged?
It's hard to tell.
Because I
could
know
be.
their loft is Supergirl's apartment.
Barry and Iris's loft is Supergirl's apartment, yes.
Yeah.
I think they just put the door in a different spot, right? Or they added walls there.
They just move stuff around, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can see. it might be like, here's the Star Labs part, and then you turn around, and there's the DEO.
Yeah.
Who knows? Probably the people who work there, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the concretedness of both sets are similar, so
Yeah.
probably in similar locations.
Yep.
So Caitlin starts meeting with Julian, trying to get him to help her with her powers, which I understand. She doesn't want her powers.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a way for her to learn to use them, because like suppressing them is only going to make Killer Frost worse, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think using them too.
Yeah, but
There's got to be a
she
medium.
literally can't not use them. That's the thing. She is also past the point of no return.
Yeah.
She has used them too much already.
Right. Well, she made it snow last week, or last episode.
I know. I think before she made it snow, she was past the point of no return.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, she had the cuffs on then, too, so
Yeah.
she took them off and made it snow.
Breaking Julian's arm was the point of no return.
Yeah, just a little.
See,
A little bit.
as soon as she went to Julian, I was like, oh god, here we go. Another relationship for Caitlin that's not going to work out.
I want it to work.
I know, it's so
Tom
cute,
Shelton
but
to be on the show forever.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you think
I
he's
don't
gonna?
think he would.
Or do you think he's a seasonal contract?
I would love it if he
Flub
was
it.
around forever.
Flub it.
Love it. I would flub it if he was around forever.
Effing love it. Flub it.
Tom, I know you're not watching this, but just stay.
Tom, let us level with you.
Bro.
Tom.
Tom, we need more of Tobin Bell's voice to come out of your mouth.
Oh, that's probably going to
It's okay.
happen.
As soon as Savitar comes back, we'll get him.
Exactly.
It's okay. I got to see it in like the previously on Flash. I got my fix. You know, I'm good.
No, I have a feeling that because Caitlin's kind of relying on Julian to help her a lot, that when Sumter comes back and he becomes Alchemy talks her into being Killer Frost, and that's what that whole article, that blip, is about.
Yeah.
She's at large.
Well, I also just think there's only so much this suppression technology will do for her. Because the more
amulet looks pretty cool, though.
it does. It looked like it had a little snowflake on it too. That was really cute.
The only problem with that was they said, yeah, when you go outside, it charges in the sun. When does she leave during the day? Like, she's in that lab all the time.
Go to get coffee a lot. Take some walks, you know.
Occasionally she leaves to go to sleep,
Yeah.
and that's at night.
You want to know what would be a better fucking thing to do? Is to have the watches, you know, when that self-turn when you wear them.
Mm-hmm.
Or motion technology, or like, you know, something like that.
Body heat.
Like, that would have been easy.
Charge off body heat for cold
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. Because,
But,
you
no,
know, it's
totally.
always connected to her. It's always going to be warm somehow.
Brian says
Maybe
in
there's
chat.
a reason it's solar.
Brian says in chat, are we just going to ignore the fact that Joe threw Barry into the deep end of a pool and hope he didn't drown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you learn how to swim?
We'll ignore that.
I started in a kiddie pool, and I learned how to dog paddle.
So did I.
And then I moved to a medium pool where I had to learn how to wade.
My dad,
paddle
thank
or
God.
whatever. I don't even know what it's called anymore because I haven't been swimming in years.
Thank God my mom was around, because my dad always threatened to teach me how to swim the way he learned. It's like, yeah, I'll just throw you into the lake. No.
No, not a lake. God,
He always
no.
threatened. You know, yeah, that's how he learned how to swim. His dad threw him into the lake. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I know a lot of people that learned how to swim by being thrown into the deep end of a pool. It's not out of the norm.
That's cruel.
Well, there's a lifeguard. They're fine, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, drowning does not mean you die. Drowning is just the act of taking water in your lungs. So every time you're taking a drink and you start choking because you swallowed it the wrong way, you actually drowned.
I drown every day.
That is the single most emo sentence I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
I drown every day.
Anyway. I also like that Caitlin invites Julian to join Team Flash without telling anybody.
Oh,
And-
yeah. I thought
so
she
it-
would have been like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so asking him, that's one thing. But then the, 24 hours it took for him to get back to them about it, it's like, Caitlin, maybe you should have told everybody about inviting someone else to be on the team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Barry's response is, tell him we'll think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Caitlin extended an invitation to him, then left him after him telling the whole group, yeah, I'm going to take your invitation. They all go have a secret meeting, and then talk without him there, and then she goes back and is like, yeah, we're going to have to think about that. If I was Julian, I'd be like, go fuck yourself.
I don't think she actually told him. She just invited him over again.
Yeah.
Come back to my place later, Julian. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a probationary period. Don't worry about it. Is that what they call that? Probationary period? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually it's 30 days, though.
Yeah.
That's when they
This
that's when they
one
put
it's
that
24
ankle
hours.
bracelet on you and you can't leave the house, right?
I believe that's house arrest.
Oh.
Yes,
so-
yes, that's what that is.
I don't know, probation officer, whatever, same thing.
hmm
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. So our big bad little bad this episode, was
Little
Jared
bad.
Murillo, aka the Plunderer, and I fucking loved HR's pirate impression.
That was amazing.
Best part.
That was the
fantastic.
only good thing about the Plunderer.
Yes, because he shows up with the eye patch and this big gun. I think the first thing he did was use it as a sniper rifle. I'm like, what's this knockoff Deadshot motherfucker doing? Like, who are you?
Hmm.
He's the plunderer.
Obviously. And something I didn't notice, my dad pointed this out, or I forgot who pointed this out. Cisco's not getting offended that when he doesn't name somebody.
Yeah.
Like, HR named him the Plunderer, and Cisco sort of let him do it.
Yep. There was not even a peep out of Cisco.
To be fair, though, HR started off with the pirate impression, and I think if it was led with that every freaking time, I think Cisco would be okay with it every time. Because that was a really
Every
good-
time Wells would do a pirate impression for every single person that he named.
Mhm. Yeah.
They even have had nothing to do with pirates.
Yeah.
Just always
Yep.
the pirate
Yar,
impression.
this is Samurai Sam.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he had the patch, and
But,
he did
Now-
Mm-hmm.
kind of have scraggly hair, kind of like a pirate.
no, I
so
just thought of a
was
new Flash
stealing things.
villain.
What's that?
A guy named Sam that has one eye. Sam, your eye.
What? Samurai?
Yeah.
Oh, samurai. Gotcha. Stop it.
That's what Wells would do. That's how he
Yeah.
would logically come up with the name.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't know. We didn't really get enough of him to, like, care. Did I freeze? Okay,
No.
no, we're back.
No.
Sorry.
No, we're just still reeling from Dom's
Yeah.
revelation.
Yup.
Samurai.
I don't know. The Plunderer was just sort of a little bland.
It was,
Wonder
but
if
I
we're
mean,
gonna
it worked. It's
Oh, of
no
course.
different than some of Cisco's earlier people.
I mean,
No, not the name. I meant the character.
Oh, yeah,
the
okay.
character itself, yeah, but I think what it was because they're trying to change the future, and when they do, the second time we see Iris die, we see HR up on the building. He's actually holding the gun from the
Yeah.
plunderer.
It's the
Oh,
plunderer's
okay.
gun.
Yeah. So I think that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to, I think the weapon was more important than the villain.
Yeah. Which Cisco got way too excited about that gun.
Well, to be fair, he's seeking little, like, what were they, plasma bullets or something?
They must have been, because those weren't normal bullets.
No. That was crazy.
See, now
I
I'm
mean,
wondering...
Barry had to phase to get away from them.
Yeah.
They would have been
Yeah.
they were fast enough to chase him all over the place.
Yeah.
See, now I'm wondering if Caitlin turning into Killer Frost is going to be what they use to defeat Savitar, because we've seen her freeze him before.
Yeah.
That's the only time they've ever,
And-
quote-unquote, captured him without the,
Yeah.
whatever that Tesseract thing was.
Tesseract thing. The book?
The glowy box.
Oh. What the fuck was the name of that thing?
I don't know. That's what he's in right now, right?
I thought it was a book. It's a box?
I thought
But I didn't think it was a book.
I thought it was
I
a
mean,
box.
It was a box. You're right, it was a box.
Boxes, books, they're all kind of rectangular in shape.
A box, a book is the same thing. Both can contain knowledge.
Yes, exactly.
Or people.
Yeah, totally.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for the name of the box. They just call it the box. Fuck
Okay.
you.
Really?
Anyway. You're right, it is a box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I and this is probably me, and I'm probably gonna end up disappointing myself. But I just feel like there's a way for Caitlyn to be a good Killer Frost.
Oh,
like,
there is.
you know, to just be Frost. Like,
Definitely.
To just be Frost.
accept it.
You
I
mean
don't know.
that fighter from Mortal Kombat, the female
Yes.
Sub-Zero?
She's just gonna be Frost.
I mean, if she decides to dress up like that, I don't think I'd be complaining.
Hmm.
Just a pretty nice costume.
The leather and everything, yeah.
I don't know. But you're right. Her powers are gonna be needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, because what else do we see for headlines now? Right? We saw Killer Frost still at
Oh my
large.
god! Grodd is coming back! Grodd! I'm so
Yes,
excited!
right, gorillas. The music guy. Oh shit!
The
what?
Music Meister?
Music
Yeah.
Meister. That's the one. Yeah, the Music Meister. As soon as they said, I'm like, yay!
And,
Musical.
and we already know that he's going to be part of a later episode. I think they said around episode 20. I don't remember now. It's either 18 or 20 or somewhere in that range.
18, 19, 20, and
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be close to the time that
Mm-hmm.
the murder takes place. So,
Mhm.
yeah, a later episode makes sense. But yeah, you know what? And now I'm forgetting the other articles because there were at least 2 or 3 more than the ones we've just mentioned.
Killer Frost at large. Meister signs a deal. Gorilla invasion. or
Gorilla's
whatever.
invasion, yeah.
Um,
Which means he's taking the whole city with him.
Mm-hmm. I am so fucking excited for that.
Which probably means we're going to get Jesse again. And I was just thinking about this while I was watching this episode. I'm like, it's nice to have Wally. I miss Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse's so cool.
She's gonna come back and she's gonna be so surprised that Wally's a speedster and they're gonna go running on a nice like little rendezvous thing and
Yeah.
you know, instead of a walk on the beach, they're just gonna go the whole East Coast or something.
Yeah. Oh god, I would love to see a speedster date. It'd be great.
Oh my
Tag
God.
you're in.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joe. Joe gets honored.
Yep, that was one of them.
Oh. Okay.
Was that all? No. The museum closes down.
That was the last one.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah, and the Flash catches the plunder,
Mm-hmm.
which
They've
they've already changed by making it Wally who catches him.
So now, are they with Cisco vibing back to that point in time, right? And they're watching it.
Yes.
Do they keep vibing back to that point to see if things have changed? Is that the deal?
I believe that they can, yeah.
Because Barry's like, oh, HG wasn't on the roof before, but was he really paying attention to who was on the roof?
I thought that too. I'm like, how do you know he wasn't there? You were kind of watching your wife get murdered.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but
not wife. Wait, are they engaged?
No, I think they're just
Okay,
boyfriend,
never
girlfriend.
mind. I
Yeah.
imagine that.
yeah,
Well, I
because
mean,
this is 2017. What was the date on this? That this
May.
event takes place? May
20.
May 20th, May 21st,
May
2017. And then the newspaper article is from
Is
what, 2025 or
2024.
2024? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, somewhere between that period of time, they're gonna get married. Supposedly, as long as they fix the timeline. I mean, where do you guys sit at this point? Do you think Iris is gonna die, or do you think they're gonna fix it?
I think anything's possible.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the show has definitely thrown us for loops before and been like,
Yeah.
Barry's not going to go save his mother. Surprise!
He
You
did.
know? So,
Uh,
I mean, just personally, what do you think? Like, do you think Iris will
No,
die,
If,
or
if,
I don't-
if Iris doesn't die, I think somebody else will.
I don't want Iris to die.
right?
No. I mean, I don't like her, but no.
And honestly, the way I see, especially this show, and how time and timelines work, HG is right. HR. Damn it, I'm doing it too now.
Well, he did
HR
write a book
is-
about time travel, so
He
not
did.
too far off.
HR is right. His personal opinion, where he was like, I think time wants to happen, and
Yeah.
if it doesn't happen the way it wants, it's gonna,
I love the
take something else
Domino's
instead.
demonstration.
Oh my god! And Barry just kept setting them up. Oh,
It
was so funny.
Well, he had to prove a point, and they knew that his point wasn't going to be mute. It actually made sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was like one of the first real knowledgeable things that they got into their head so that they could think straight.
hmm And we always see, especially shows like this, shows with a kind of complex themes to think about, like time travel, especially. Every time Barry draws out the lines and all of that. So you need the visual representation as part of the explanation. And he's like, he starts talking about dominoes, and then Cisco just holds out a stack of dominoes. He's like, that's very convenient.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved it.
Leave it to Cisco to have a set of dominoes handy.
Yeah.
I
And literally
feel like
within arm's reach.
I feel like Cisco vibed ahead of time that he needed dominoes. Like that.
I got a feeling I need dominoes today.
We're gonna find out Cisco has a table full of props, and the table is just called the table of convenience.
Oh my god.
So
Wait, there's a cloak like that in D&D where you can literally rip patches off and it turns into physical objects.
I want that.
Do they turn into food?
I think one of them is food, yes.
Okay.
It's a very specific item in Pathfinder, and it's got a bunch of different useful things where if you just pull the patch off, you have a fish. I don't know if it's actually a fish. I don't remember. It's been a while.
It's fantastic.
Anyway, they have the desk version of that cloak.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So Joe is the only one left out of this loop. Well, Joe and Julian. That
Iris is gonna die. And I think it.
They're gonna probably
Yes,
bring Julian into this loop, and Julian's gonna bring Joe, or slip to Joe.
Yeah.
I thought HR was gonna slip when he was given the toast. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say right now, that because they didn't tell Joe, I know for a fact it's going to go bad when he finds out. Because usually when Barry keeps something, it goes bad. But Barry told Iris, right? She was upset, but it didn't go bad. They told the team.
He deals.
It didn't go bad, you know?
There's got to be somewhere along this where it goes bad.
It has to go bad. Like
it's going to go bad with Joe because, they thought he was going to overreact if they told him now. Well, just wait until it's closer to the time where she's going to die.
Yeah.
He's going to lose his fucking mind.
But Iris has a point. Like, with all the Wally stuff, he kind of, at first, he kind of freaked out. You know, he came around, obviously. He was the one to give him the suit, but he did freak, especially since
HR talked him down.
But see, I like how HR had his own idea of how time travel worked in the future and all that. And then he was like, you know what? I was wrong. That's not how it is. Because they already changed the Flash to Kid Flash, you know?
He's not completely wrong, though. How he said how he felt personally was...
it course corrects.
Yeah. The road you take to try to prevent will end you up at your destiny anyway. Which could still be the case. But honestly, now that you mention it going bad with Joe, them keeping it from Joe might get him killed.
And see, that's where I'm like, if Iris doesn't die, somebody else is going to. And my first, exactly. It went straight to Joe first because that's the next person that really, really matters to Barry.
Yeah, and the last father figure he has.
Yeah, the last father he has.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? I'm not even worried about what that's going to do to Barry. I'm worried about what that's going to do to Wally.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Especially since Wally got his powers in a very interesting way, not like through the Speed Force, through S.T.A.R.
Yeah. And I'm not even worried about Iris. Iris could take it. She's going to be upset. She's going to be devastated, but she's going to pull through. Wally, on the other hand, it's going to mess him up. It's going to mess him up.
I agree. It's going to be a lot worse on Wally.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hope it doesn't happen, but
please don't
for all of the story intense reasons, I see it happening now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Ugh.
Hopefully he's involved in the Music Meister episode.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no way
he's a professional singer.
Yeah. Well, so we figured out the date in which they travel to in the future that they're talking about this event takes place. Actually falls on a Tuesday 4 months from now. And they mentioned in this episode that they had 4 months to fix it. I think they mean literal 4 months, and I think that this is going to fall and we're going to land on the finale with this episode to find out if things are going to change or not. Which I think is kind of cool. I like when shows do that. And that's just one of the things that it makes it feel special when you're watching a show live
on the day,
that it's happening. If you go and pick this up on Netflix and they throw that date off, that means nothing, to you.
You're right.
Next season, if you were to watch it next year on Netflix or whatever, Netflix has the deal where 2 weeks after the season ends, the whole season goes up. That doesn't mean anything to you anymore. But now, watching it, you're really excited and you're like, oh, 4 months is literally 4 months. Yeah, I don't know. That stuff gets me excited.
Yeah, and that's the thing that this universe of shows does well, is it keeps it with the timer watching it.
Yep.
So during the break, 2 months has passed, or winter break, 1 month has passed. Yep. So they do a good job of that. And obviously, for good reason, because they have to keep their stories in timeline with each other. So it just makes sense to do it that way.
Yeah, and all the shows where they cross over and reference and, all kinds of different things, I feel is the reason why, and I think Netflix has to do this, if not just for this show, this chain of DC shows, is make a playlist.
Yes.
That you can,
or have an
here's
option
the order,
for you to playlist it, yeah.
Here's the order that you should be watching these episodes, because this is the order that they all aired in, so you'll know, I gotta watch 3 seasons of Arrow, and then alternate Flash, and then next season throw in Legends and Supergirl, and I feel like that needs to be done.
I mean, if they do that, they have to fix their autoplay also.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you activate it
Netflix.
through the playlist, it should be fine because it would just autoplay the next one in the playlist.
Well, what I mean is they only play up to 3 episodes, and then you have to like re-click or something.
That's not true for every device.
That's true. I mean, it
My
doesn't do that
computer
on the
doesn't
iPad.
ask me.
Yeah.
Oh no.
My computer knows better.
I get asked every 3 episodes. I watch my computer all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
It does it on my phone. And it does it on my television. On my computer, it doesn't. I have the, I don't know.
Might even be the browser you go off of at that point.
I use the app. I use the Windows 10 app.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So I don't know. But I use the app on my phone, and my phone still is like, not that I watch Netflix on my phone that often.
Yeah.
Anyway. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, Lady! The assassin from the future.
Yeah, what the?
Do we know her?
No. We do know her, because that's the actress from the last season of Sleepy Hollow. The FBI agent. Come on, Dom. No?
No.
Yeah, no, it's her.
The main character from Sleepy Hollow?
Not the main character, the other FBI agent.
Oh.
The
I don't
other
remember.
FBI.
I don't remember her name.
I blocked last season of Sleepy Hollow out of my brain.
I liked last season. Anyway. Yeah, as soon as she came out of the portal, I was like, I know you! You have more makeup than you usually do. But no, she looks pretty badass, and she's got, a picture of HR. It's like, what the fuck? Who are you?
A picture? It's a hologram.
Hologram,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Whatever.
So it doesn't mean she's from the future.
Oh, that's
then.
true. She just came out of a
Yeah.
vibe-like portal.
She
Yeah,
could have
she-
just come from Harrison's Earth. Or HR's
Yeah,
Earth.
Yeah, that's probably true. My brain instantly went, future!
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. She could have just come from there.
Yeah, because we know that. He just put a hologram of Cisco up, so he has the technology. He knows how to use it and make it.
Yeah.
He just can't finish it, and she's holding
Yeah.
a little hologram in her hand. So I'm assuming they're from the same Earth.
That's true. And we still saw that was the collar that changed his face. That was the same technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next episode is called Dead or Alive.
Bon Jovi.
I like
DC
the
Comics' Gypsy arrives on Earth 1.
Okay.
HR's past catches up with him when a bounty hunter with vibe powers named Gypsy arrives in Central City to bring him back to Earth 19 to stand trial for his crime. Oops.
Huh.
It turns out interdimensional travel is illegal on their Earth.
Oh.
HR surrenders, but when Barry and Cisco find out that HR's only hope would be to challenge Gypsy to a fight to the death, oh god, they intercede and Cisco offers to fight Gypsy instead.
Interdimensional
Really?
travel is illegal.
Illegal.
That
On Earth 19.
is interesting.
Which begs the question, why would... If the scientist, if his friend was really his friend, why would he let him do that?
Maybe his friend solved it, and since they're only looking for HRs, really,
Yeah.
he was. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't have a reason for that one.
Or maybe his partner solved it and then
HR snuck away.
Yeah. Sneaky.
There might be other motives why he left. Who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to find out.
Yeah.
Hopefully. HR is getting more interesting by the episode.
Mm.
I
I
I
find
really
myself-
like the way he was talking about his novel this episode,
Yeah. And his fans.
They were very divided. Reminded me of Lost all over again when they were discussing time travel.
Yeah. Yeah, and that I was big in on those discussions back in the day too, so
Hmm I was all over those message boards.
Mhm.
We didn't have things like Reddit back then.
No.
Oh, message board.
That was actually the first podcast I ever listened to was a podcast about Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see if we meet maybe not next episode, but in the future maybe we'd meet
his partner.
Yes, his partner. I'd love to meet his partner.
Yeah.
I forgot he had that neck thing that makes his appearance look different to everybody else with the team.
Yeah. Yeah, that's well, he can't go outside with that face because
He's a murderer.
you're arrested.
Yeah.
Possibly shot.
Minor detail.
Mhm.
Oh, there's one little thing we forgot to tell you. You can't leave.
Our wonderful and handsome H.R. Wells, whatever. However the tour said it.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, that's so funny. And at the end of the episode, Cisco gives an elementary school discounted ticket, so
Trying to already change it and prevent the place from being
Yes.
closed, so
yeah.
Cisco, who wanted nothing to do with the museum, is now very hands-on with the museum.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they all have to step up and pull up their big people pants and, grow up a little bit to change what's going to happen, hopefully.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, and it'll be nice to see. Well, I would like to see more of the museum. Like, what exhibits do they have?
I want a
Science
virtual
exhibit.
tour of this museum on the CW website. Do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Science! I want to make that like a ringtone or something, like a reaction.
A notification
Voice.
sound for Twitter.
Warning, this podcast contains science!
You missed your
Oh,
opportunity there, Dom.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's it for this episode. Dom, where can the people find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon.
Do-do-do-do.
Nikki, where can they find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LADYVENOM24.
And you can find me at Clio Moto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. I don't think I have in my. You can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Till next time. Bye, guys.
Science!
Science! She blinded me with science.
Science!